Hi, I'm Kiana Miner. Welcome to the Crazy Courage webinar, where we are busting success myths and learning how to live more courageously. Today, I have with me Austin Null. Austin is amazing. He has a YouTube channel called the Nav Nulls, and on this channel, him and his family share vlogs, and they basically just video their everyday life and share it with the world. He has almost 150,000 subscribers to his YouTube channel, over 15 million views on his videos. So I think this is going to be an awesome conversation. Thank you so much for joining us, Austin.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So Austin, I mean, you make video vlogging look so fun on your channel. Tell me, how did you get involved in this?
Well, my wife and I have been married for about 9 months, and I was still in college and working a bunch of random jobs. And we started watching a family on YouTube called the Shaytards that a lot of people know if they're part of the YouTube community. They're kind of the first family of YouTube. And so we thought, oh man, they look like they're having such a fun time. And they seem so cool, like just sharing their life. We should try that too. So we just started making videos, and that was back in March of 2010. And yeah, so it's been over 4 years now. We've just been making videos documenting our life, and we've had 2 kids in that time, and graduated college, moved across the country, all kinds of stuff. So yeah.
Okay, awesome. What did you have a video background?
Not really. You know, I was always I did upload a few random videos back to YouTube, like way back in the day when it first came out. And then I've always been interested in video, and I did a little bit of random video work, even though I had no idea what I was doing. I did it for some random company back in Kansas City. But no, not really. I mean, I saw YouTube, and the nice thing about YouTube is you don't need necessarily a video background because a lot of it is so simple. So, I mean, as long as you have a camera, you can just film whatever and then just upload it, and then there you go.
Okay, cool. What did you study in college?
I studied mass communications and journalism, and I was convinced I was going to be on the radio. I thought people always told me I should be on the radio, and I was like, yeah, I want to do like talk radio or something. And then video started blowing up with YouTube, and I was like, I'm just going to do that. That's easier.
Very cool. I actually have a communications background, so that's very
nice.
That's awesome. When you first started, did you feel like it took a lot of courage to kind of put yourselves out there?
Yeah, I mean, it was like at first, I'm a really outgoing person, so it was no big deal for me. I was just throwing out anything. But Brittany, my wife, you know, she's always been a little bit more reserved, and so I think, you know, it was a little weird at first, and then once you start getting comments and you realize these people really know your life, sometimes they know your life better than you do. It's like it is kind of weird, but I mean, you get used to it, and as long as you have a thick skin to get through the tiny little, you know, portions of hate or whatever, there's so much positivity out there. You know, it was really easy to embrace and feel like that connection coming back.
Okay. Now, how did you make the jump from kind of just doing it for fun and, you know, occasionally to being full time?
Well, it was a lot of years of persistence and just keeping at it. I mean, so yeah, like I said, we started making videos back in March of 2010, and I think it took us probably like at least 4 or 5 months to make like $100.
Oh wow, okay.
And so, because you don't get paid until you hit that $100 threshold, so you know it was like super slow. And then I mean, you know, I was still trying to work jobs, and I was working a bunch of different random jobs, and then finally I got connected. We signed our YouTube channel with a YouTube network called Fullscreen, and so I started just reaching out to them because I was still looking for, you know, a stable job. I had graduated like a year and a half, you know, and still hadn't gotten a job. So I finally just tweeted them and ended up getting a job there. So we moved from Kansas City to LA, and that was definitely kind of it was definitely helpful as far as the business side goes, just because I made so many connections. I was able to understand more of, you know, yeah, people make videos, but how do they find brand deals, or how do they find ways to, you know, just make more money on YouTube or make it more of a consistent business. And so yeah, after we moved out here to LA, I worked at Fullscreen for a year, and then I quit back in January, and we've been doing YouTube full time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then you started doing it full time after that?
Yeah, in January. So yeah, it just got to the point where we were just making more money on YouTube than they were paying me, and so it was like, let's just stop and do this.
When that happens. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, everyone has kind of a different situation, and people always ask me like, how do you go full time on YouTube? How can I quit my job? And I'm like, well, how much money do you need to make to like live? Like it's different for everybody. So, but yeah, no, I mean, like definitely just consistency is so key, because I mean we basically made probably 600 videos or so before we started making any real money. So we just kept making videos, and we loved doing it.
Okay. When you first started out, was it your intention to make it a career?
Yeah, I mean, it was like when I started, that was back in 2010, and that was back when people were making like six figures. It was like a big deal, but no one really talked about it, and it was also like no one outside of YouTube even knew really. But I started to kind of hear little things about like, yeah, this person's bringing in like $500,000 a year and stuff like that, and I was like, what, really? I love YouTube. I want to do that, And so, yeah, I mean, definitely in the beginning, I thought like, yeah, I would love to do this full time, but I quickly realized it doesn't just happen, or at least not for the majority of people. You pretty much have to work at it for a long time in most cases. But yeah, hard work, I guess, pays off.
Okay. And you do quite a bit of editing to your video. Is that a skill you picked up over time?
Yeah, definitely. Like I started out just most basic editing ever, just like an 8-minute clip of just rambling and lots of long pauses and everyone, and you're walking around just not saying anything, and then 2 minutes later you finally say, just like terrible editing. But yeah, I mean, after a while you kind of just get a groove of it, and I've always liked to tell stories, and I feel like editing is a way for me to kind of take what we film, but turn it into something a little bit more, and kind of be a narrator and add in funny things, and take maybe one thing I might say, but turn it into something else. And I don't know, I just like kind of manipulating a little bit and just telling funny stories or doing weird things and making it unique.
Okay. Did you find as you were doing this, did you start to kind of build a community of other YouTubers that you could kind of bounce ideas off of and things like that?
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's the great thing about YouTube is, I mean, for the most part, a lot of people are very into the community aspect of it. You still have problems like, with any, like, some people just feel threatened, or they don't want to give out any info, or they just want to stick to themselves. But for the most part, YouTube is all about the community, and it's also about like the community not only of YouTubers, but each YouTuber has their own community of an audience. So yeah, we found a lot of different YouTubers that helped us kind of grow, and yeah, and it's just easy to like bounce ideas off of each other and stuff like that. So yeah, it was really nice.
Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, it's so funny when you were talking about earlier people making money off of YouTube. I mean, for years I just thought that was an urban legend. Like, I was like, no one's making money off of YouTube. Like, yeah, that's just so interesting.
Yeah, it's funny because I mean now there's tons and tons of people that are doing it, and they're able to do it full time. But back in the day, like I was saying, probably back around, well, I think the partner program started around 2009, maybe 2008, which is when YouTube started paying creators. And I know there was people like, because back then there wasn't as many creators. A lot of people were just able to kind of get tons of views that are now just dispersed to so many different creators. I mean, there were people bringing in tons of money back in the day. I mean, there's people that still are bringing in tons of money, but before anyone knew about it, like I said,
It
I
wasn't
mean, I know that people
competitive.
probably had to read 500,000, 1,000,000, maybe even more in some cases. Like people
Okay.
were just making bank.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, how do you decide what to air and what not to air? Like, are there certain times when you guys just turn the camera off?
Um, yeah, I mean, we, I mean, we definitely like the idea of showing yourself. We
Hmm.
obviously want to show probably our best self.
Right.
So, we definitely, if something cool is happening or something funny or cute or whatever is happening, we try to turn the camera on. And then, if something crazy happens or maybe just, I don't know, like maybe something that's more negative or whatever happens,
Hmm.
we don't always turn it on, but we do sometimes, if we feel like it's something that we're going through or that maybe someone else might be going through and we want to just be open and honest and hopefully, I don't know, just be there for other people that may be going through things. We'll sometimes turn on the camera and just talk about different situations in life or
Hmm.
whatever we feel like we're
Right.
going through.
Yeah, there are several episodes where I thought that you guys exhibited so much courage because you're sharing this, and like you said, a lot of people may be going through the same thing. Is your community, are they very supportive of that? Have they told you how, how you sharing certain things has changed their lives or affected their lives?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what keeps us going is just
Hmm.
seeing so many comments. I mean, I feel like a lot of our audience
Hmm.
and kind of family vlogger audiences in general are a lot of them are kids in a lot of cases,
Oh,
teenagers, even college students that are coming from broken families. They didn't grow up with a dad or they didn't, their mom died of cancer or whatever, and so um, for them it's like they love watching because they feel like they're part of our family or maybe it fills a void that they didn't have. um, which I'm not saying we're worthy of like everyone should
right.
want to be like like that, but I mean we just put out our life and
Hmm.
for a lot of people it allows them to feel a part of that, which
Okay.
is what they want. So yeah, I mean, just seeing comments about those types of things. We had a girl one time tell us that she had gotten pregnant. She was like 17 or something,
Hmm.
and her parents were just like they wanted to like kick her out on the street.
Hmm.
And she was thinking about getting an abortion, but when she saw her babies, she's like, I don't want to get an abortion. I want to like keep my baby, and I want to like find a way to make it work and all this. And we were like, wow, that's
Right.
pretty crazy. I didn't think like just making a video would bring someone to that kind of idea or conclusion.
Right, right. That's amazing. That's awesome. Does some of that feel sort of larger than life to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because, we
Hmm.
see the comments and obviously things like that are, amazing to hear. But at the end of the day, it's also just like I'm reading it. I mean, it definitely sticks with us. But then at the same time, we appreciate it and love it. But we also just kind of keep going and just keep making our videos and just
Right.
showing our life. So,
Okay.
I mean, it's cool and humbling, but it's also just like, well, we're just our kid pooped their pants. We gotta change the pants now. Like we still gotta just keep going on.
Keep going.
So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Have people recognized you on the street? Can you hear me, Austin?
yeah. I mean, it's getting to the point. Yeah, no, sorry, it's a little delayed.
Oh no, it's okay.
Um, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we get recognized. I don't know, a couple times a month usually,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
something like that.
Okay.
Just depends, we'll go random places and people just show up out of nowhere or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Now you just bought a house. Very exciting. Congratulations.
Thanks. We're actually leasing it though. We didn't buy it, but
Oh, okay, you're
yeah.
leasing. Okay, okay. Still very awesome, very exciting. Congrats. Do you feel like, all those
Yeah.
years of
Thank
kind
you.
of,
Yeah, no, we definitely
Sorry, it is a little delayed. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah. No, no, no. You go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, does it feel like all those years of hard work? Does it feel like it paid off?
Yeah, it does. It's definitely nice. We, I mean, this whole life is just kind of weird. This whole YouTube thing.
Hmm.
We feel very blessed. Feel very blessed to be able to do this. And when we first started, there was times where like we could barely pay rent, and I was working like three random jobs and stuff like that. So
Wow. Hmm.
it's really humbling to be able to, yeah, just be in a house now and like have places for our kids to be and have space
Right, right.
and yeah, it's yeah, I don't know, it's weird.
Were there times you wanted to give up?
No, I'm a pretty persistent
Oh, that's
person, so
awesome. Hmm.
I've always have goals, and
Hmm.
I'm the type of person that I'm gonna find a way to get there.
Right,
Um,
right.
and so yeah, it's I don't know, it's just weird, but yeah, I if I ever found a hard time, it was just an excuse for me to look at it, step back and just feel like, all right, where are we? Where are we going? Okay, how I know where I want to go. Let's find a different way to get there. And yeah,
Okay.
so that's usually how I approach things.
Awesome. How do your friends and family respond to you being a YouTube star?
Well, my family, they like it. They love it. They love being in the videos. They love watching them, which is the great thing also about doing this is our family's back in the Midwest, so they can still keep up with our life and everything that's going on because of the videos.
Mhm. Mhm.
And yeah, my some of my friends back home, they like it too. I think some people, they don't understand it fully, so they're just kind
Okay.
of like, they're like, man, we keep seeing you, but then like, what is it, and why are you doing it? But then like, you seem like you're doing well, so that's
Right,
cool. I don't
right.
even know what's going on. So yeah, it's kind of funny sometimes when I go back home. People are
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, you're like talking to the camera and acting like an idiot a lot. That's cool.
That's funny. Yeah, when I told people I was interviewing like, someone from YouTube, people were like, "You could do that full time?" I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reaction I get a lot of times is people are like I just had some movers help us move the other day, and I was explaining to them what we do, and they were like, wait, what, why, like, why are they paying you, what, how do you, why does this happen?
Mhm.
So yeah, people don't always understand.
Yeah. What do you see longevity with your show, with your YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Is we've been doing it for like 4 years, and
Mhm.
now we're at the point where it's like a business, and we're able to make a living, which is awesome. But at the same time, we've been doing it so long, and I'm thinking like, man, how long are we gonna do this? Is this like next 5 years kind of thing?
Mhm.
I don't know. So we love doing it, and I don't see us stopping just because it's really good right now. And honestly, like, what else would I go do? I have no desire to do anything else. So,
Yeah.
and YouTube also is. Some people ask like, oh well, how long are you really gonna be able to ride this train? And to me, it's like, well, as long as I can find a way to stay relevant, because YouTube is only growing. YouTube
It
is,
is.
from business perspectives, it's taking over, and it's going to be the new TV in 5 years. So
Mhm.
what we're doing now could become just as big as like a show on TV, but it's just on YouTube. So yeah, I don't plan to do anything else. We're talking to like different production companies to kind of explore
Oh, nice.
possible TV things, but nothing beats having your freedom where you can like be at home and you can put up a video whenever you want. It's a lot easier, and I don't have to wait 3 months to get something edited and
Mhm.
approved by 18 different people and then it goes live. I
Mhm.
kind of like the way YouTube works in that way.
Yeah. And I definitely agree with you. I think YouTube is certainly here to stay. I find myself watching more YouTube than I do television. You know, like there are some programs I can only get on YouTube. So if I'm watching television, I'm watching my YouTube on TV. You know, so yeah.
Right. Well, it's like the same. It's different, but it's pretty much the same as like you have Hulu Plus, Netflix, and YouTube, and they're all doing the same thing. Like they're all offering different forms of content, and Netflix and Hulu are just really established, so people are like, yeah, that's legit. And now people are realizing, you know, YouTube isn't just cat videos anymore. It's thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Maybe it's not super high production like our videos, but it's still a form of original content. 5 days a week. I try to upload on pretty much the same time. You know, it's all that. It's just the same as a TV show.
Right.
But yeah, so people are realizing that it's all just another form of legit content.
Okay. Do you think your daughters realize what you do? Like, do they? I mean, they see the cameras. Well, maybe not your. I'm sorry, not your daughters, but your older daughter and your son. Do you think they realize kind of what you do for a living? Sorry about that. Yeah, Skype has been so good to me throughout most of the interviews. Okay, there you go.
It's probably us.
But yeah, I was asking, do you think your children know like what you do? They see the camera and they kind of see you uploading the videos. At least your older daughter.
Yeah, no, Audrey definitely understands.
Okay.
She is at the point now where she, you know, if the camera comes out, she's gonna like just ham it up, you know, and she's at the point now where she'll say, "I want to vlog," and we'll give her the camera, and she talks, and she talks just like us. She's like, "Okay, guys, guess what? Okay."
Right.
And just she's hilarious.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What's something like amazing you've experienced in this whole process? Like something unexpected, like totally amazing that's maybe happened to you in this whole process?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I would probably just say the opportunities that come through it are just things I would never expected to do. I mean, just like for instance, we did a thing called the Ford Fiesta movement, where they gave us a car for 8 months, and they paid for gas, insurance, and we would go on different little random adventures and missions each month. And it was just super fun and crazy. And I mean, I would have never thought that like I'd get a car to just drive around and do fun things in. And it was like because I built up an audience. So yeah, I mean, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I never really expected to keep growing like we have. And, you know, people always ask like, oh, well, man, one day you'll get like 1 million subscribers. And I'm like, well, that'd be cool, but 150,000 is just fine. Like, it's awesome. And I never would have expected it. So, I mean, anything else is cool, but I mean, to even be where we are now is just crazy.
Okay. For anyone watching this who may be in a job that they don't like or, you know, struggling, trying to figure out what they want to do, what would your advice be? Because, I mean, you're doing something, you're making enough money to support yourself, and you're having a lot of fun. What would your advice be to that person?
I mean, I would say if you truly love something and you're truly passionate about it, you're going to find a way to make it happen, you know? And like for me, and also you have to realize it's not going to be easy because we started making videos, and basically I graduated college in May 2011, and for like a year and a half straight, I just hounded hundreds and hundreds of people trying to like show them that we have a YouTube channel and we're building up an audience, and I can do that for you, or I can come work and do social media for you, or I can do whatever, I can make videos, blah blah blah. And I just hounded people, and finally I got a job to move out to LA. So like I mean, it was literally so many sleepless nights. I was working like three different jobs. I wouldn't get home from delivering pizzas till like midnight, and then I would get on and look at jobs to apply to, and then edit, and so it's like you just have to persevere, and I mean, you have to be resourceful. And if you want something, you're going to get it. I mean, if you work hard enough at it, I think you can get it. Assuming obviously you've kind of worked on the skills part of things too. But yeah, I would just say just don't give up. Be resourceful. Understand it's not going to be that easy, but it may take a year, it may take two. But if you work hard enough, I think you can get there.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. I think that's awesome advice. Well, I'm going to let you get back to your family. Thank you so much for taking the time out and doing this with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This has been fun.
Okay, cool. Any last thoughts? Anything you want to leave the audience with?
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know what you guys are going through or what your deal is, but just keep being ballin' outrageous and keep doing you and keep being creative. And I'm gonna look forward to hopefully like seeing cool things come out of whatever you guys are doing.
Okay, very cool. So I'll put a link to your YouTube channel below. So definitely everyone go and subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's awesome. You'll really enjoy it. And thank you very much, Austin.
Thanks.